Hi, welcome to Brenda Beattie's Brushstrokes, and I'm Brenda Beattie. This channel is all about art, drawing, painting with acrylics, watercolors, and ink. It has tips and tricks, as well as step-by-step tutorials. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and press the bell so that you'll be notified each time I create a new video.
This video is number 4 in the series Beginner's Guide to Watercolor Painting. In this video, you'll learn about masking using masking fluid, and you'll also learn how to do watercolor wash background with splatter. So get your paints out and let's go. So today, I'm going to talk about masking. Masking? What's masking? Well, that's when with watercolors, we don't use white, we use the white of the paper. And so to preserve the white of the papers, we can paint over top of it. Preserving the white, we use masking. Today, I'm going to use a masking pen. These are fabulous. They came out not too long ago. This is Pabio masking fluid marker drawing gum, it says. And it will enable us to do very fine lines. And I'm also going to use a paintbrush and paint on this art masking fluid by Daler Rowney. It's a different make, but works just fine. I'm going to use a photograph of a mountain crocus, also called pasque flowers. We called them crocuses while I was growing up, and that was the first sign of spring. And since we're at a time right now where we're looking forward to spring, that happens in March. Even winter lovers want spring to come in March, I think, me anyway. So we're going to use this photograph, and I've drawn it on a piece of watercolor paper, and this is my watercolor block that I've used in previous lessons. And this is number 3 of Beginner's Guide to Watercolors. I have put masking around the edges of the paper, although you may not see that, but just so that there will be room on the paper to frame it, to put a mat around it when I'm finished. I don't want to spill this on the painting. I'll just put this on the top in case I spill it. I'm going to put the masking fluid, whoop, there's a big lump in there, into a small container so that it's easier to put on with a paintbrush, so I don't have to go through that narrow neck. And many people put soap on their paintbrushes, and I may show you that later, but right now I'm just going to use some dollar store paintbrushes. This is what a paintbrush looks like if you use it for masking and you don't take the masking off and it dries like this. So you ruin your brushes. Soap on the brush helps the masking to come off. You still have to wash it right away. And so I use dollar store brushes, and if I mess them up, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to use a big fat one, so this one. And masking will get all goopy at times. You just pull out the goops and throw them out. So you don't have to worry about how thick it is. I'll speed this up so you won't die of boredom. Now if you get some dried up masking on your equipment, you can just pull it off when it's dry. It's just like a piece of plastic. I'm going to put the lid on in case I want to use it again. And this pen has to be shaken quite a lot. I'm also going to use this. See if I get some finer lines. So at this point, I'm going to make sure that the masking is completely dry. It can't be at all wet before you start this next step. Now I'm going to paint the background. And if I look at my photo reference, and remember it's only a reference, I'm not trying to make a copy of the photo. It's my inspiration. So I see some blues. So I will use a light blue, the ultramarine with lots of water in places. So now we're going to do a wash background. So you're learning two things here. You're learning the wash background. Whoops, cat hair. Oh, I'm going to use my bigger brush. Where's my bigger brush? Right here. Wetting the paper. So I will use quite a bit of dark color here. So in order to make it darker, I'm going to take these two browns and add the ultramarine. That will make a nice gray. Isn't that beautiful? Perfect. So this is called a watercolor background wash. And once you get all the paint on, you can leave it like that if you like it, or you pick it up and let the water flow. Before you pick it up, it's a good idea to take the wet bits off of the sides. And right here I got a little too much water. I'm going to soak some of that up and then let the paint run wherever it wants to. So this is dry now. I think I'll do a little splatter on top, not much, just a little bit. You'll see how splatter works. Just re-wet everything here. I'm going to use raw sienna for this, I think. So I get my brush wet. Get this really full of quite dark paint. Dark, well, I just mean not too watered down. But it has to have enough water to come off the brush. Let's see. This is a dry brush. I'm just using it to hit this on. And maybe I'll use, what other color? Maybe green. And I didn't clean my brush off. And if you don't like that, you can also add a little bit of water to it. And now I have to let it dry again. Me and my bright ideas. So it's dry now, and I'm going to use this rubber thing. Rubber thing. It's called rubber cement pickup or a masking pickup. It's just a piece of latex. You could use your fingers, so your fingers can pull off masking really well. This will give you an idea what it looks like with this background. Now for this that I put on with a pen, and I also put it on with this masking pen. Some of it I put on with this quill pen. So it's a little harder to get off, although my finger would work very well. It shakes the camera when I do that, unfortunately. So I'll skip ahead and probably just take a picture when it's done so you can see what it looks like. You can pick. I was going for a gray and turned out to be brown and orange somehow. I'm going to use this dioxine purple. See what this purple looks like. I think that will do pretty well. Just straight the way it is.